He won't be seen tonight, so he can bring you a very special episode of The Gen X Files. Welcome to The Gen X Files. I'm Jim.
I'm Adam.
And today's show is all about the Stepdads.
It's another Stepdad show. It's another Stepdad show, and it's a special one.
Yeah, 150.
150th episode.
Yeah, man, we've been doing it for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, just around 3 years, yeah.
We almost have 7 full days of content for you to poison your ears with.
Couldn't quite say entertainment.
Yeah, it is. You know, some people it's entertainment, some people it's not.
I know. Well, this was a fun month. I like the tradition now of doing fun gifts for Christmas.
Yeah.
Tech toys.
Or toys or stuff that we grew up with.
Yeah. Definitely enjoyed more about the Atari. Definitely fun, the Atari, the 50th anniversary, which unfortunately did not come out this year. Came out the end of last year.
Yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed talking about laser discs and remembering that period of my life, which was really fun, snooty, and just like I said, being part of that kind of exclusive club was pretty cool. And Atari too, just going back and playing all those games, especially the arcade games.
Yeah,
that was really fun. And it's just a lot of nostalgia this month.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's not common for our show.
Well, I mean, like weird personal stuff, like getting your first Walkman or
CDs, sitting,
whatever your CDs were,
laying underneath the covers, and the Discman being up until midnight when I wasn't supposed to be, listening to Metallica.
Oh yeah, I stayed up way too late last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got me for Christmas, Jedi.
Oh yeah, the Survivor. Yeah.
I'm a survivor. I'm a Jedi.
No one's talking about the theme song for some reason.
It's so good.
It's weird.
It's by Shaka Khan. But for the first time in a while, I was up until midnight, and I had to force myself to turn it off.
Wow.
I would have been up until 2 or 3. Yeah, it grabbed me. It's funny. I've been kind of jumping around games this month. GTA did GTA Online released their update.
Their Christmas or holiday update,
which was fun. Like the salvage yard, I've been enjoying, like the little heists for cars and stuff.
I actually had to re-download it.
Oh yeah,
which is I was enjoying it. I played it for like 4 or 5 days straight.
Oh, it's fun. They have the snow and all these little things, and so it's been fun playing that. But I've been jumping around from Control, which is great, and Baldur's Gate, which is great, and all these games, but nothing is kind of just grabbed me.
Yeah.
Like the ones we'll talk about, our favorites of the year. But man, this is scratching that itch. It's got that exploration and stuff to find.
It just feels so Star Wars.
It really does, and it's not. It hasn't been frustratingly hard.
Not like the first game.
It's hard, but it's less Souls-like and more kind of like Ghosts of Tsushima.
Oh, good.
You have different stances, so you have your kind of Darth Maul double-bladed.
Yeah.
Then you've got your Ahsoka 2.
Oh yeah.
Lightsaber stance and the single stance, and then I haven't found this one yet. I've only just begun. But there's one with like a lightsaber and a blaster.
Oh, okay.
But the graphics are insane. The opening was really fun. It was a big bombastic heist kind of thing. And it's just they do a really good. Respawn, I think, is the
company.
Yeah, it's really fun. I needed some Star Wars, I think.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm definitely looking forward to Outlaws, which I don't even know if that comes out next year.
It's supposed to come out in 2024.
2024. Okay, but that looks really good. But this definitely, just watching you play for a few minutes, it's definitely scratches that Star Wars itch.
Yeah, and I'm only on one world so far, but it's the kind of the big main world. It's kind of the open world where there's a lot of side quests and stuff. I'm kind of making my way towards the first mission, but you get totally distracted. Like, well, where does this path go, and where does this thing go? And I found a mullet. I can wear a mullet now.
Oh, wow, that's fun.
Might as well quit.
It's not Star Wars unless there's a mullet.
It's true. Yeah, that's what they say. But yeah, so I stayed up way too late last night.
Nice.
Doing that.
Well, I'm glad you're getting some use out of your Christmas gift.
Yeah, Adam and I got each other the same thing this year. We both got Jedi
Yeah.
Survivor, but he took it back. And
Yeah, I did actually. The Assassin's Creed Mirage should be coming tomorrow.
Nice.
Which there's so many other games, and they just announced today the essential games for PlayStation, the PlayStation Plus.
Oh, yeah.
And that is a really good lineup. So like, there's just games coming out my ears.
Yeah, that West game.
Weird West.
Weird West.
Evil
or
West.
Evil West.
Evil
I've been
West.
eyeing that one for a while.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yeah.
the kind of like PlayStation 2 old school action shooter.
Yeah,
that we've been missing.
it looks like it's kind of Souls-like, but it's all guns, and it looks really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
graphically it looks really good.
It's just one of those shoot 'em up,
Yeah.
brainless kind of fun things that you can
Yeah.
just turn your brain off, do some shooting.
But I'm also really excited about Plague Tale. I think it's Requiem or
Yeah.
Innocence, whichever the sequel is. Because the first game was great, which actually we got. I don't know if you ever played it, but it was on PS Plus.
Oh, really?
It was a free game, so I'm sure you probably have it in your library.
Probably.
But I highly recommend it. It's very stealthy, too. You really like the stealth games.
I do. I don't know why I've stayed away. I don't like rats.
Actually, then yes, you should definitely stay away from that game.
I'll tell a story about watching First Blood and the rat scene. Oof. I was deathly. I had a phobia of rats as a
Man,
kid.
seriously though, because when you mess up in Plague Tale, the rats murder you,
Yeah,
and
gross.
it's not.
But I'm not
pretty.
afraid of rats anymore.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, they're not very common anymore.
Well, we have more rats in California than they do in New York.
I never see them. I've never walked down the street in California and accidentally kicked a rat at people.
I do occasionally, especially at night.
Oh,
if I'm walking to Ralph's or something, I will see.
Oh, really?
rats scurrying.
I've never.
They live in the palm trees.
Oh,
That's the problem.
wow, that's crazy. They just drop on your head.
Yeah, and
Whole
they
new
eat
fear.
their way right through their head, all the way through your body.
Whole new rat fear. Great, thanks,
Yes.
man. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas! Welcome to the new year.
I didn't get a lot of tech toys this year for Christmas. I did get a lot of, unless you consider like cooking stuff to be tech toys.
You got a lot of cooking stuff.
I did a lot of cooking stuff. I cooked a lot for the holidays this year.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of different traditional.
Yeah, we went international. Christmas Eve did a tourtière, which is a French Canadian traditional dish.
Oh, yeah,
meat
eh?
pie.
Oh yeah, lots of meat in it, eh?
It does. It really does.
Oh yeah.
And then Christmas banoffee pie for dessert, which is traditionally an English dessert on Christmas.
Oh yes. Filled with nothing but disdain and snobbery.
Snootery. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my favorite gift that I got was a tool bag, so I can stop using a crappy old box for my tools and actually be an adult now.
That was your nickname in high school. Tool bag.
Oh, not crappy old box.
No, that was your nickname in college. One thing about this month is we kind of rediscovered our love of physical media
Yes.
because
Yes.
so many things have been happening lately with your digital media that just goes to show you that you don't really own it. You lease
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You no ownership unless you can hold it in your hot little hands.
But I got a beautiful 4K Ultra Blu-ray, I think my first one, of the Indiana Jones movie in a steel box, which I
Yes.
really like the steel
Steelbook.
cases.
Yeah.
From Newt,
Yeah.
Phoebe's sibling, and
Yeah, Newt. Actually, I think my first 4K Ultra HD as well, but it was the Cloak and Dagger.
Nice.
from the 80s.
you really need the crispness for
Yes.
Cloak and Dagger
Yes.
to be able to see that
I
little
gotta-
figure.
Got to see Dabney Coleman's face as clear as possible.
He's a looker. Yeah, and then the Jedi game, that was Physical Mead.
Yeah. Phoebe got a bunch of Blu-rays.
Yeah,
Blu-rays,
I got her 30 Days a Night and
Yeah.
the black and chrome version of Mad Max Fury Road.
And she got 2 copies of the Divergent series.
Yeah, one for the bedroom and one for the office.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of books too. Books are great. I love the books.
Books are good.
I did get a Castle Rock Kitchen cookbook, which I'm excited. It's from the perspective of Mrs. Garrity, the lead character's mom from The Long Walk.
Oh, not Mrs. Garrity, the lead character from Facts of Life?
No.
Took care of the girls?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Same Mrs.
maybe
Garrity?
it's the same one.
Oh, girls!
Facts of Life takes place in a weird future where kids are forced to walk from the
All
main.
right, Tootie, you better start walking. Get your roller skates on.
That was really good.
Well,
impression.
I'm a huge
Huge Facts of Life fan.
Yeah.
Or no, what's her? I don't even remember her name.
Carolyn Ray or something. I don't know.
No, it's not Carolyn Ray. No, she was in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh.
I don't remember her name.
That's sad. Anyway,
I don't remember the character's name either.
Mrs. Garrett.
Garrett. It's not even Garrity.
No, it's just Mrs.
It's Mrs.
Garrett.
Garrett.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, the whole joke falls apart then, Jim.
Well, there you go. Welcome to the new year. Everything's gonna blow.
But I'm excited about it. It's all in the Castle Rock Kitchen. It's all recipes for food mentioned in Stephen King books, and they always have passages of where they mention the food at the big top, and it's made by someone who's lived in Maine their entire life. It looks good.
It does. Just the it section.
Oh,
Don't cook any of that because that's mostly made out of babies.
there's already a few mentioned in it from it.
He ate a lot of kids.
Yeah. Well, that's the dessert at the end. Kids dessert.
Baby brains.
Yeah. Little
Chilled baby brains.
baby pudding. Yeah.
That's like the new Stephen King book, Holly,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
very good.
Nice. Well, do you want to go through and chat about our tops?
Yeah, let's talk about some of our favorite stuff of last year. We're just gonna go through. We don't really do top tens or anything.
No.
We're gonna do about the top three, and these aren't the best movies of the year. These are just the movies that we liked the best.
Yeah, the ones that
over
we
the
enjoyed
year.
the most.
And there's probably some that we totally forgot about.
Yeah, it was a long year. Definitely forgot that some stuff came out this year.
Yeah, I was racking my brain and trying to figure out. But
This year felt like it was so funny because the year's almost over, but it also felt like it lasted like 5 years.
yeah, it was super long and super short. Welcome to the world.
One of those shows, and one of mine, and I think yours, definitely best of this year was The Last of Us.
Yes. Now these aren't really, we're not doing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, no,
these are
no.
just whatever order.
No
these
order,
Are just three,
yeah.
three things that really stood out to us. And yeah, The Last of Us. We're both huge Last of Us video game fans.
Yeah.
Played through the first game, I don't know, probably 5 times.
Yeah.
On all different. I played it on 3, played it on 4, played it on 5.
And I think I've played 4 different versions of it.
Yeah, same. and PlayStation 2 and Last of Us 2, the PS5 upgrade comes out in January.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. So
Excited to play through that again. I'm glad I waited.
yeah,
It's about the time they're actually. I know you didn't, but it's going to be about the time that they're actually starting to shoot the second season.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to definitely do a third playthrough because I want to check it out.
Yeah.
And I want to check out the new modes that they have that look pretty fun.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
like survival mode.
The survival mode's good. Unfortunately, the online multiplayer thing got
Factions,
shelved.
yeah.
Yeah, it got shelved.
That's a shame because the original Last of Us multiplayer was really fun. I don't know if you ever played it.
No. But
factions.
I got to give Naughty Dog credit. Like when they were just like, "Look, man, this is gonna cost us too much money," and like I realize we've been spending a lot of time on it, but like it's just not gonna work.
Yeah, you got to, you have to have the servers. You have to
Yeah.
have, live service gave us something that you have to completely, you have to keep maintained. You have
Yeah.
to, it's a
Constant cost. Yeah.
And it kind of puts a hamper on companies that do that because then a lot of their resources have to
Yeah.
stay with
Yeah.
maintaining this live service game. So I think they made the right choice.
Yet another way that David Zaslav is wrong.
Zazzy, you bad boy. You're on the naughty list, Zazzo.
You gotta make so much more money from live service games than people realize. Like it's just
Well, it's just everybody's trying to figure out how to make money.
Yeah.
And it's dumb. It's just like I just got a notice today from Prime saying that they're putting ads in, and of
course they are.
If you want to get out of it, you got to spend an extra $3. It's ridiculous.
They're already spending $120 a year on Prime anyway. It's
Right.
Like,
I don't
why
know.
are you forcing me to spend an extra $3 a month?
Yeah, it's they're making so much money.
There's no reason for them to have to make
Anyway,
more
sorry
money.
for the
Yeah.
speed bump, but man, that
Physical
pissed me
media,
off. That
physical
made me
media.
so mad
Yeah.
when Prime. It's not even giving you the option of going down a tier, which most streaming
Right.
services at least
You should
give the
be-
decency of
Yeah.
lowering the price if you're going to be stuck with ads.
You should be grandfathered in. You've been a
Yes.
loyal customer for a long time.
Yes, F you, Bezos. You and Zazo can go eat a bag of D's.
Welcome to Old Man Rant Corner.
Anyway, back
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the Last of Us TV show. Sorry. Yeah, it was such a great adaptation
Yeah.
and done impeccably well. And it's always a crapshoot with video game adaptations. Very few adaptations have
Yeah.
done justice.
Oh no. Although another honorable mention, I will say, I totally forgot about Twisted Metal, another good adaptation
Yes.
of a video game.
It's basically both sides of the video game adaptation. You have the very serious, award-winning, somber, serious tale of apocalyptic woe, and then you got a bunch of apocalyptic crazies having fun and driving cars and
Comedy time.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty brutal, but yeah,
It's very brutal.
but both great shows and both based on video games.
Yeah.
Both based on great video games. I would say Last of Us is better than Twisted Metal, but anybody
Yeah.
who had a PS2
Yeah.
has a love for Twisted Metal
Oh,
and Sweet Tooth,
That did just get picked up for a second season, so there will be more prayers answered.
which is great because basically the second season is going to be the game. It's
Yeah,
the,
because the whole tournament and the racing and all that stuff.
So we'll
yeah.
finally get to the essence of Twisted Metal.
It was so good though. But yes. So The Last of Us, Craig Mazin, amazing. If you've not seen Chernobyl on HBO, highly
good.
recommend. He's a very talented showrunner. Highly recommend Chernobyl along with The Last of Us.
Oh yeah, and the leads were amazing.
Yeah.
And great guest spots by stars like Nick Offerman that
Oh
come
yeah,
in and
yeah.
steal the show, and just a really well done program.
Very well done.
Honored the
spot on.
source material very well.
Spot on the same network as Twisted Metal, Poker Face
Yes.
on Peacock.
Yes, Poker Face was basically a throwback to the 70s.
Yeah.
The old Columbo,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Just one more thing. But with a twist.
Yeah.
She's basically a Natasha Lyonne is the star, and she plays kind of a human lie detector,
Yeah.
which is a very 70s
So much a 70s
kind of
thing.
trope.
Yeah.
It's super fun. It harkens back to those old shows like The Incredible Hulk or A-Team, where
Yeah.
people just go from town to town, solving crimes and helping people.
Wandering.
My favorite trope of all. And done in such a loving way to the past,
Right.
but a very new and modern take.
Yeah, it was really good, and some of the guest stars were
So good.
amazing.
Oh yeah, Tim Meadows.
Oh my God, the writing was incredible.
Yeah.
It was just the writing was so good in the show.
It was written by somebody who loves those types of shows.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even with the credits and the opening scene, it was very, very retro, and
Very good.
You know, for all of us old Gen Xers who grew up with those types of shows, if you haven't seen it, you're gonna love it. So definitely check that out.
I'm gonna say my other probably favorite of the year is Blue Eye Samurai
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree.
on Netflix.
Yeah, just again, an amazing story. The writing on this show is impeccable. It's
Yeah.
another one of those things where I had to stop myself. I was watching it up until like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I said, "Look, you got to go to bed. You're not going to remember the last one. You got to get up and watch it tomorrow." And I did.
So good, great animation, great writers. It was done so well, and it is coming back for a second season.
It's great. The voice cast is impeccable. You have Kenneth Branagh, who doesn't sound anything like himself.
Yeah.
And then you have, and I forget her name, but the lead was the actress from Pen 15, which
Yeah.
just blew my mind because she's so funny,
Yeah.
but is so commanding in this role. And
it so defines this character. It's so good.
but everybody, Masaoka, is that his
Yeah,
name?
Masaoka. Yeah.
From you might remember him from Heroes.
Yeah, he's really good in it too.
Save the cheerleaders, save the world. But he's great. It was a surprise. It was because there's all sorts of anime and animated stuff on Netflix. There's probably 30 programs that show up every day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's easy to lose the gems and the big chest full of
the treasure is so vast.
yes. But this one really sticks out. And even if you're not an anime fan or an animation fan, it doesn't matter. It's the animation is extremely slick. It looks almost live action.
Yeah.
The action sequences are impeccable. The voice acting is impeccable. The writing, you'll be hooked. Everybody that I've spoken to that has seen this show loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be my favorite of the year.
Oh yeah.
It's really close between that and Last of Us, I think.
Yeah. I would agree. It was one of the only shows this year that like I was like I have to watch more. I have to watch more.
And it doesn't have any giant spiders or demons or zombies or any of that stuff. It's very straight kind of history. I mean, it has its moments, but it's basically more historical than fantastical.
Yeah. So good. Very, very good. I'm going to give an honorable mention to Scavenger's Reign. Again, animated show.
Yeah.
It's on HBO or on Max. Written really well, but it's not the most hopeful show.
Yeah,
it's a little depressing.
It's very cool. I haven't finished it, but it's very cool. The animation is really distinct. It's got a very kind of 70s vibe to it.
Very Mobius look to it. Like it's really. I just love that style of animation.
That the game, the PlayStation Plus free game Sable from December.
Yeah,
has kind of a similar look and feel to it. It's kind of a simplistic animation, but very fluid.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an Avatar type of planet where everything is part of everything, and the way it all kind of oozes together, and the way they have to use organics to get oxygen and stuff. It's very clever.
Yeah. It's interesting. They use like plants as like umbrellas and parachutes and things, and like it's the world building in the show is incredible, and that's one of my favorite things.
Oh yeah,
is just it's such a rounded, well put together world.
And the ecology is very interesting because it seems like every species interacts with another species and combines with it to make a different thing, and it's all very useful and very it all makes sense.
Similar to here, it's just we're just used to it, you know, and it's like this is just weird, and it's so good though.
It's very good. I need to finish that. My honorable mention, I will say, I think is Gen V, the spinoff of The Boys. I thought it was really great. I love like a good high school or college comedy or show. This is a total comedy, but if you The Boys is comedy. It's very dark comedy. And this delves into the lore of the superhero, and we get to see, because in Boys they talk a lot about God, which is the superhero college.
Right,
It's run by the corporation.
Yeah, Vought.
Vought, thank you.
Hey.
The Vought organization, we got there. But the kids that they have cast are really great. Patrick Schwarzenegger, he's in it for a little bit. I'd never seen him in anything, and he was really good.
I feel like there was something recently I saw him in that I didn't realize it was Patrick Schwarzenegger.
But he's good. He doesn't sound like his father at all.
No, really?
That would be great if he was like, ow.
Specifically made him go to Austria for a while to get the accent.
Boy.
Yeah.
Well, it's like watching Denzel Washington's kid sounds exactly like him.
Oh, I know.
Close your eyes, and it's like, I almost wish it was him. No disrespect. But
I have no issue with John David Washington.
He's fine. I just think he's been hyped up as this golden boy, and it's just, to me, he's the same in every single movie I've ever seen him in. He's never been different. Yeah. Charming, and he's fine, but he's got one character, and that character frowns.
Yeah.
But
very dour.
Yes,
very dour all the time.
Serious. But Gen V, really cool powers and very cool like Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, okay.
And just gross, super gross. And it just the stuff that they do, the stuff that they can get away with in those shows, I just love it. I love pushing the envelope, and man, do they push it. And I'm really looking forward to see that. I'm really looking forward to see to seeing what the repercussions of Gen V are to the next season of the
the show.
boys,
Okay,
because they
okay.
do
It is
float
tied
in together.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
man, oh yeah. Who's
Homelander?
Homelander shows up and he does some does, and I'm looking forward to the next season. I really enjoyed it. It was it's always a crapshoot with spinoffs.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know, and a lot of times with these kind of gory, push the limit kind of shows. Sometimes
Yeah,
they go too
yeah.
far. Sometimes they're just doing it for doing its sake. But everything really kind of fit together for me, and I really enjoyed it.
Nice. I definitely got to check it out. It's next on my list.
And then just a couple of quick things that we're watching this month. The new season of Reacher started.
Yeah,
Which is good.
a little slow at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think that Alan Richardson forgot how to act in the first episode.
But he needs to calm the F down in the weight room.
Oh my god.
Just like him and Hemsworth, bigger isn't always better. And he was the right size for the last Reacher.
Yeah.
He was still maneuverable.
And he gave the impression of who he is. I mean, granted, Alan Richardson is still like 4 inches shorter than Reacher's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, but it's like you're never going to be that. Just
No.
you're better looking at it than Tom Cruise ever was.
The problem is when you get this big, and he's talked about this, and he uses testosterone therapy to help. When you get older, trust me, man.
Sure.
I mean,
No,
I might have to look into that because
know.
I can't sustain my muscles because
Right.
I'm old and I'm an old lady.
Turn into Steven Tyler.
But his head got big, and when you're wearing clothes, you just look super fat.
There's a whole sequence where he goes in to meet Neely.
Yeah.
In the first episode, he goes in to meet her in a diner. And like the shot is just is stable and static, and he's walking towards the camera, and no one else in the diner looks up. And I guarantee you, if a guy like that walked into a diner, you would stare at him.
And let's be honest, he was lumbering into the diner.
That's true.
But again, I think it's just kind of the shock of his size and his lack of emoting in the first episode. Don't go by the first episode.
No, it gets better.
Also, I really enjoyed the first season, so there was a lot of hype for me for the second season.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you're that excited about something, it's inevitably going to initially let you down, and then you kind of work through your emotions, and you learn that not everything's the same all the time.
Yeah.
No, but it really.
But it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. And the supporting cast is really solid.
So good.
And they bring back one of the guys from last season.
know.
In a nice little cameo.
It's so nice. It was so funny. I was like, Phoebe was like, I don't remember him at all. And I was like, he was in almost every episode.
He was so good. It was so good to see him.
He was so great. He's literally Reacher, just not as big.
Yeah.
And I don't think he can fight as well. But he's a great character, and it made me want to watch the first season.
Yes, definitely. And it's if you're a Reacher fan, and I think Adam's read all the books. I've read most of the books.
The last few since he handed it the writer Lee Child handed off the writing to his brother. I've stopped reading them.
G Child.
Yeah. It's M Child because he's next in line.
Oh, there you go.
M Child.
But yeah, check it out.
But yeah, recommend it. It's fun. It's really fun. If you like mysteries and action adventure, it's good.
Yeah. Also, I've been watching Fargo, the new season, which is great. Absolutely great. John Hamm is amazing. Is this mega sheriff? He, I don't know if people know about this, but there's a movement within sheriffs, mostly red state sheriffs, who believe in like this ultimate power that sheriffs have over everything. Yeah. It's this weird thing that somehow I don't know how they come around to this bizarre interpretation, but he's one of these guys, and it's really interesting. And then Juno Temple, man, is absolutely amazing. Her accent's great, and going from Ted Lasso to this, it's like a different person.
Yeah.
So good. And Jennifer Jason Leigh is amazing, and it's so cool to see her. I
didn't even know she was in it.
Oh yeah, she plays the mother-in-law.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Juno Temple.
Well,
Lamorne Morris is in it from New Girl.
Oh yeah.
He's awesome. It's so good to see him. I'm a real fan of his. And Risha Morjani, I think that's how you say her name. Oh, and she was on that great Netflix show, Never Have I Ever,
Oh yeah,
playing
yeah.
the aunt. And I recognized her, but I did not know who she was.
Right,
And I looked it
right.
up, and she's, again, they got the
Yeah.
Minnesota accent so good. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
John
definitely,
Hamm. Oh.
gotta check that out. I loved the first 2 seasons. I don't think I watched the 3rd and 4th season.
Both really good. I didn't see the one with the twins. I didn't see the one with...
Oh really?
I don't think
Oh no,
I watched
did
that
watch
one.
that one with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, I might have
Oh, I
missed
did
that
watch
one.
that one. Yeah.
But I did watch...
I thought that was this. No, that's not. This is the 3rd season. So I
Maybe
definitely watched
did.
the 3rd season.
But I watched the Chris Rock one, which I really liked. And,
That's the one I haven't seen.
And but it's like this whole series is basically based on one tiny scene of the movie Fargo.
Right. Right.
And it's basically based on the scene of where the wife gets kidnapped.
right.
But it's not the same story at all. Some of the same characters
Right,
almost.
right.
But it branches out into this completely whacked out,
Wow.
amazing story. It's really fun. Really fun.
We also started watching What If
Yeah.
season 2 since they did they're releasing them every day until the new year. We've only watched a couple episodes, but
Really good so far.
man, the animation in that show is so good.
The first one was kind of a Blade Runner take.
Nebula joined the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
But
It was-
so 100% Blade Runner.
Oh man, I would have totally watched a series with her
Yeah.
and Howard the Duck solving crimes.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was so good.
Yeah, so far so good. I've been watching Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that too. Yeah.
Which is really fun. It's good to see
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell and his boy playing the same part.
Jack? No.
Maybe Jack Russell. That's a
Jack
dog.
Russell?
That would be so mean if they named him Jack Russell.
No,
Wyatt.
it's Wyatt.
Jack Russell. But that's really fun. Unexpectedly, very good storytelling. It's like
Okay.
not a ton of monsters, but just enough.
Okay.
And again, on Apple TV, another show that just totally caught me by surprise. And I ended up binging the first 2 seasons. And and the 6th season just wrapped up this week. 6th season, the 3rd season. There are only 6 episodes, I think. Is Slow Horses with Gary Oldman. If you like spy thrillers.
Yeah.
But it's really fun because it's the rejects of
yeah,
MI5
yeah.
and all the people that effed up. And they go to this kind of purgatory place.
Yeah.
And they help, but they're not the smartest, so they don't do it the best way. It's really interesting. It's really fun to watch. I'd highly recommend that as well.
Yeah, and waiting for Invincible to come back, new season, hopefully in January. Of course, the word on the internet is no one knows when the next part of this. It's like they had 4 episodes.
Yes, all of this streaming sucks. It sucks now because they're all raising their prices or like it's stupid
sticking commercials in.
Yeah, they're sticking commercials in. They're basically recreating cable TV.
Yeah.
And
they keep. It's like I get breaking up a season.
Sure, you can have it weekly. I get it.
But a season used to be 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Now it's 8, and they still break it up
It's
into
stupid.
here's 4 episodes, and maybe the other 4 next time. Oh, it's season 2, part 2.
It's just to keep people from getting the thing for 2 weeks and then canceling it.
Doing their free 30-day subscription, and then
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'll probably keep Prime just because of the shipping crap.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I have it for
But
the most part.
They should have lowered the price.
I know.
They should have lowered. They
Can't. They got to make more money.
Ugh.
All right. Anyway,
get so
let's
mad.
get back to that. Let's talk about movies.
Okay.
What were your top 3 movies for the year in no particular order?
Well, I think my favorite movie that I had the most fun seeing was Indiana Jones and the
Yeah.
Dial of Destiny.
Definitely the best movie I saw in the theater this year. Yeah.
And just a fun movie. I thought it was a really good ending of the story.
Yeah.
I really
Tied it up well.
I liked all of the action pieces and everything were really fun. It was an indie movie and it was a fun movie. I'm really excited to watch it on on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But that one I think I had the most fun watching. And again, if you haven't seen it, watch it. You're really gonna like it.
Yeah,
It's like Joe Biden. People are just like, it's poop. But if you really look at it,
Yeah.
it's good. It's really good.
Wow. Glad Joe Biden just called and said he's so glad he got your
Look
endorsement.
at what he's done. And
Yes.
look at what Indy's done.
That's his new slogan. Yes, I am not poop.
I'm not poop. Jeekers.
I really, really liked Indiana Jones, and I'm actually excited to watch it again. I've only seen it once, but it's fun. It's a fun movie, and it was so good to see him in the hat and have the whip again.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, like, it was nice to see.
Mads Mikkelsen was really fun.
Phoebe Waller-Bridges.
Bridges, yeah. I always mess her name up. She was great. She was a great foil. They had great chemistry, and it's just a fun indie adventure and a great way to end the series. I can't imagine them making another one.
No.
Yeah.
I want to say it's one that I literally just watched yesterday, but definitely has made my top 3. Leave the World Behind on Netflix.
Yeah, that's in my top 3 as well.
Yeah, I really. It's one of those movies that it doesn't really hold your hand. There's a lot of subtlety to it, but it was good. I felt like after Phoebe and I watched it, and Phoebe really liked it, and I was hoping not. Sometimes in movies like that, she gets a lot of anxiety, because it's just a lot of like something's gonna happen, something's gonna happen, but it was done well. But I told her, I was like, it's like a better, more well executed version of Knock at the Cabin.
Sure, yeah.
Granted, there's not people showing up and saying, "Hey, we have to murder somebody,"
Well,
which is very contrived. But
there's no fantastical element to it. It all is based in reality.
Yeah, and it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I was really Sam Esmail, who did Mr. Robot, wrote and directed it based off a novel. But like, it is done so well. So many things hidden in the movie, little things you can decode. Like, it was really good.
It was great, and also I know a lot of people. The ending was a bit polarizing, but to me, the ending, it's the only character that could have any sort of closure was that character, and that's the only kind of closure that could have been in that movie.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant.
Yeah, and as soon as she was the main character.
And that's
as soon
all
as
that
she got
mattered.
what she needed,
Well,
it was
because
done.
nobody else was going to.
No,
So it's like
no.
that's your happy ending. That's
Right.
as close to a happy ending as you're going to get in this movie, and I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was just
and I love the fact that the way the ending was, because it left all the other characters kind of like, well, what happens?
Yeah.
It's up to you. You decide what happens.
Julia Roberts is so good at being a Karen.
Oh my god,
She is so good at having a well-rounded character that can be so hateable.
Yeah.
So hateable, and then likable.
Yeah.
And then hateable.
Yeah.
And then tolerated. And then likable, and then hateable, and then hateable.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. The scenes between her and Mahershala Ali were
God.
phenomenal.
He's an amazing actor.
Oh, so good.
You know, that was supposed to be Denzel Washington.
Oh, really?
He dropped out.
Oh.
I'm fine
Would've
with
been-
it.
No, but it would have been nice to see them together again.
Yeah, but I just
but-
think that the energy and everything
Yeah.
that he brought to the character.
It was great. He knocked it out of the park.
Even Ethan Hawke, who
Yeah.
he's very hit or miss for me. Although he's been a lot more hit as he's gotten gray and old.
Yeah, he's welcoming in his third act or whatever.
His peccadillos, his annoyances add to his characters now
Yeah.
rather than detract. But he was great. It was a strong, solid film, and surprising too, because I had very low expectations
Yeah,
for it,
same.
and I was blown away.
It's probably the most realistic depiction of the beginning of the end of the world.
Yes,
that
because
I've ever seen.
and it follows the actual playbook of
Right.
Getting a country.
Yeah.
You get rid of the power, you get rid of the infrastructure, and then
Right.
you bring in propaganda to cause confusion and distress. Like they were dropping flyers from
Right.
North Korea in one place and flyers from
Somewhere.
an Arab country
Yeah.
other places. So it's just, as soon as there's no power, people are going to be killing each other for water. We're animals, and
Yeah.
it's just these kind of movies prove just how animalistic we truly are. Just we can pretend and put on as much cologne as we want to, but when push gets to shove, we're going to kill each other over some water and grapes.
Yeah. The other, my top three, my other was No One Will Save You, which came out around Halloween. Hulu, it was on Hulu, original movie. So the movie is from Brian Duffield, starring Caitlin Dever, who has exactly 2 lines in the movie. We've talked about it before, but it was just one of those movies that just really struck me.
It was great.
And it had really good CGI. Like, I was really impressed considering it was a quote-unquote low-budget movie. It was an original take on something that I guess that I'd never seen before, and I really enjoyed it.
It's a familiar trope, a home invasion trope, but they do it in a way, it's basically Home Alone with an alien. No, but it's just the subtext, the backstory, everything going on just came together in this fully formed, really interesting film.
Yeah.
That, at least for me, it kept my interest, from start to finish. Deaver did an amazing job.
Yeah.
It's not easy to act by yourself against a green tennis ball.
Yeah.
And she knocked it out of the park. And yeah, just a really, really taut thriller. Very, very...
Very well done.
Yeah. It was, again, a really nice surprise. And it's on my honorable mention.
Yeah. So what's your... you have another in your top three?
My other top threes, no surprise, everybody else in the world, was Barbie. But I had not seen Barbie. Hello, Barbie. Let's go, Birdie. I had not seen it until it came out on Max. I don't go to the movies very often. I did go for Indiana Jones, of course. Yeah. But I think I was probably one of the last human beings on the planet to see the movie.
Well, I was right there with you. I didn't see it in the theater either.
But it was really, really, really good. Greta Gerwig.
So well written.
Is such a talented storyteller and director. And Margot Robbie, what a well-rounded and emotional performance. It could have been the stupidest movie of the year.
Yeah, it could have. It could have.
Even looking at the trailers and the colors and the cartoonish aspect of it, it could have been just a dumb movie. But it was so the opposite of that. It was smart. It was funny. It was touching. It really touched upon a lot of problems today. I know people, the patriarchy, blah, blue. And it's like, well, yeah, that is a problem, by the way.
The best line in the whole movie was Ken when he finally comes back after he takes over Barbie Land. Yeah. And he's like, once I found out it wasn't about horses, I didn't really care anyway.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's just so clever and such a unique take on Barbie.
If someone were to come to me and say, make a Barbie movie, there is no way I would ever come anywhere near what she did with this movie.
No, it was brilliant. And just watching the incursion of the real world into the Barbie world was horrifying.
Will Ferrell was so good.
Just call me mother.
But props to Mattel, because I read a bunch of articles of how they've been trying to make this movie for 20 years, and they took Greta Gerwig down. They're in Orange County somewhere, and they have a whole museum, and they were like, just get ideas, and let's talk to us. And props to Mattel for being like, okay, make us the bad guys. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's so, because Barbie is bigger than Mattel.
Yes.
It was so brilliant.
Well, Barbie is childhood for a lot of girls, and from a lot of girls from the 50s on.
Yeah.
It's been a staple of their life, and they really do a good job of cementing that in, and also just the disdain for Barbie after you stop playing with it.
Yeah,
and
very well depicted in that movie.
Yeah, and Kate McKinnon was great as Weird Barbie.
Is it America Ferrera?
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
America
who
Ferrera
plays the mom. She was great. I had no idea she was in it. She was great.
She's always great. It was just. Again, this was a year of surprises, very surprising, unsung heroes, if you will. And this movie just blew me away. I always thought it was going to be good. I didn't think it was going to be a bad movie, and I did want to see it. But when I finally saw it, it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, it's on my honorable mention list, just barely. But not the only reason, but the main reason was because it did take us 5 months to see this movie.
Yeah.
And even though it made more money than any other movie this year, I mean, it made $1.5 billion, and it was critically lauded, it still exceeded my expectations.
Oh yeah, because usually a movie can either be really popular or really good, and very. It's rare when it's both.
Yeah.
And a smart, popular. I love to see this happen. It gives me faith in humanity.
Yes.
When something like this is such a huge success. Yeah, there are all those stupid articles about boyfriends being, he sold me a bill of goods. But the good thing about that was all these women or men found out that their boyfriends were a-holes and then got to dump them because they're a bunch of dumb crypto bro incel basement dwellers.
They just want to worship horses.
I just like horses. Barbie, hands down. And what's great is you can stream all these movies now.
Yeah, they're all available.
Have yourself a day.
Yeah, they're all really good. Anything else you've been watching like this in the last few weeks?
We did watch The Creator.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes.
With Denzel Washington's son.
John David Washington.
John David Washington. Would have made a great video game.
I agree. I also think it would have made a good series. I think it would have been better as a series. I think it would have been able to delve into the... It was a very big movie for what it was trying to do in the 2.5 hours that it was.
It didn't succeed. In my opinion, I was not a fan of it.
I agree. I still liked it, but it definitely, unfortunately, just the nature of the way a movie works, it just left stuff on the table that I wish it hadn't.
The reason I say a video game is because I think that the subject matter is very good for a game.
Yeah.
And it kind of lends itself more so to it.
Yeah.
And then you can explore the whole aspects of it in a much deeper way. And it just, the set pieces and stuff just...
Yeah,
like, there's a level.
Sure. No, I know. But I felt like there was thematically things that it would have been better, even if it was like a 6-episode miniseries or something, like something that would have been able to hit those notes deeper.
Yeah, I think we're both saying that it needed more room to explore.
I think we're both saying it should not have been a movie.
Yes, it should have been either a series or a game. But there's a lot of movies coming out now that just seem very video gamey. I watched. I watched Rebel Moon.
Ugh. That is a video game.
That movie would have been 35 minutes long if he just cut out all the slow-mo.
Every time you say it, the movie gets shorter and
because
shorter.
The more I think about it,
it's just the slow-mo.
It goes from slow-mo and then super slow and then maybe even stops for a couple seconds and then gets back to it.
It was really distressing when they were just eating burgers and it was just slow-mo.
It's all style, no substance. The story is stupid. It's the Magnificent Seven by way of Star Wars, and you can tell this is his Star Wars script, and he just scribbled out a couple of things and changed it. Oh, well, they're butcher swords that glow now instead of lightsabers. And he's a Judy instead of a Jedi. No, I'm just kidding about that. But again... It could have made a good video game, but it's like watching Russian propaganda or something.
Yeah,
the way he shoots these hero moments.
Yeah.
Fine, bud. But, maybe, I don't know, maybe a little farther and few between. You don't need the guy shoveling poop. It's like, shoveling in. Anyway, it's the cast. It's a bunch of really good-looking buff people.
Yeah. Very
stylized. A lot of action. The action's boring because it's slow-mo. He's just... I don't get it. I don't... And this is on me. I know there are tons of people that love Snyder and love the Snyderverse and think he's the bee's knees and the cat's pajamas. But I've never got him. I liked Watchmen, but I still think it was a failed... adaptation. I think the longer one is better, but it's still that's his best.
The director's cut's better. Yeah. I would say his best was his remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, was that the one that was written by
James Gunn?
Yes, that is his best.
His best directed movie. He shouldn't be writing anything.
No.
But his best movie to me was Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, because it was not this stylized slow motion slog of look at how beautiful my shots are. Look at how wonderful.
Well, there were some of those, but like they always were relevant to what was going on. Like when she steps out of the shower and her foot goes down, it's just a close up of her foot, and it's like okay, because then the little girl comes running in and tries to murder her.
Yeah, but it didn't have those.
It wasn't.
I could just see a hammer.
4 minutes of someone jumping at someone and going.
Just let him reach there. Yeah, exactly. I'll have a sandwich by the time the thing.
Oh, time for a potty break.
Anyway,
Well, hey, guess what? You can look forward to part 2, which is coming out in
I have never
sometime.
looked forward less to a sequel than this. It was just garbage. It was absolute garbage.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I am.
I'm gonna have to put it on while I'm working or something. And leave it in the background.
It'll work. It's
Yeah.
eye candy. It's just and then the twist is like so telegraphed. It's just,
Right.
everything about it is just crap, and it sucks because I really like Sofia Boutella. Is that her name? She's the lead. She was great in. She was in I think Kingsman or one of those movies. She had the fake legs.
Oh,
She was
okay.
like the
Yeah,
bad guy.
The King's Man, I think.
Yeah. She's been in a bunch of stuff, and she's great. And I'm not really a big Charlie Hunnam fan, but he's fine. But I do, Ray Fisher's great, and Anthony Hopkins I like, and Jenna
Right. Well,
Malone, and
the actors aren't the problem.
no, and so Rebel Moon is garbage.
You mean Rebel Moon Part 1, A
Yes.
Child of Fire?
Yes, and the super title for the sex one. That's the porn version. Rebel Poon.
Oh,
You asked for it. No, but the second
the title
movie
for the
is
second
called
movie?
The Scargiver. All one word. Scargiver.
Scargiver.
Yeah. Can give you a
Does he
scar.
give scars?
Yeah, emotional. They're not even real scars. They're emotional.
Let me guess, it's
scars.
probably like something that's going to scar a planet or something.
No, it's all about the lead character's stepdad and how he emotionally scars her over.
Part of me wants to see it just for the fact that I know it was supposed to be his Star Wars script and got rejected by Kathleen Kennedy. So, like, I want to know.
There are moments of a decent movie in it. Jenna Malone playing the Spider Lady is cool. She's a very cool character. She's a great actor, so she imbues it, and it's an interesting scene. But that's about it.
All right.
I also want to mention, I totally forgot, I watched it recently. One of my favorites of the year was the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the animated. Another half a movie.
Another half movie, yeah.
Between that and Mission Impossible and Rebel Moon.
Still haven't seen Mission Impossible. That'd probably be my top 3 if I'd seen it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
But this is more of a fully fledged movie.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I was given a cliffhanger. Rebel Moon is a half a movie.
Half of Act 2, and that's it.
Yeah, Rebel Moon just ends, and you're like, F you, buddy. F you for making me watch all this, and F you for ending it where you did.
Yeah.
It's
Making me have to watch
bait and
another
switch.
one. Ugh.
But Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was insane. If you saw the first one, Into the Spider-Verse, I think it was called.
Yeah.
It just expands upon that. It's really interesting. And the ending is really cool. And it makes me extremely excited for the next one because it takes it into a direction that I did not think it was going to go. And I always love when that happens.
Yeah.
Great voice cast, amazing animation, some of the best animation I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Okay.
Just so perfectly encaptures it. They did this with the first one too, but just perfectly encaptures the comic book style.
Yeah.
The comic book art style.
Right,
And
right.
just the feel and everything about it. It's the best. No disrespect, Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, but this is my Spider-Man. This is the best.
right.
The Miles Morales. I love Miles Morales as Spider-Man. And I would put that in. I might edge out a movie for that.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it up there. I'm just going to say
All right.
it's one of the best.
All right. Let's chat about video games.
Oh yeah.
Video games. What was your in no particular order your top 3?
In no particular order, it would be the Phantom Liberty expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. And I'm going to count that as a game because, A, the expansion was as big as a lot of games.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red is amazing in terms of their DLC.
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher DLC is probably the best DLC I've ever played, especially the Toussaint
the
expansion.
Blood and Wine.
Oh my God! unreal how good. Almost better than the game.
It was funny because Newt started playing The Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 and literally finished both of them in a day each.
Oh, my God.
And just messaged me about Witcher 3 and was like, I have 11 of 78 trophies right now, and I've already played like 26 hours of this game. I was like, yeah, have fun. With the expansions, you're going to be playing like 250 hours.
At least, and you'll love every minute of it.
Yeah.
But people probably know that Cyberpunk 2077 had a horrible launch.
Yeah.
Tons of problems. It was a disaster. And it was so sad because it really hurt the reputation of CD Projekt Red, which is an impeccable company. But to their credit, they have not stopped improving it.
No, they didn't just let it go.
And the expansion, Phantom Liberty, didn't just give you a paid expansion. They totally reworked the combat system. They reworked the driving system. They reworked the perks.
Yeah.
It's basically a whole new game.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to do a second playthrough of it. I'm going to do it this year.
Yeah.
But Phantom Liberty clicked so many boxes for me. It had the beginning is kind of a Escape from New York vibe.
Right.
And then it's got this whole spy story underneath. And you have Idris Elba. And just, it sucked me in. It once I started, I didn't stop. And it really, it was one of the games, probably the three that we're going to talk about, but really, really took me downtown, and I just stayed in Dogtown, baby. And I was going to live in there, and I did, and I loved it. I can't wait to do another playthrough. Cyberpunk has become probably one of my top 5 games. I love role-playing games, and they've done so much to really, even with the newest update, after the Phantom Liberty update, they added a whole bunch of really immersive stuff. Like you can take the subway now.
Oh, yeah.
And you can either just ride it, and it's fun if you ride it because you can watch all the people on the subway. You can have dates with your romantic partners now, or invite them over to your apartment to hang out. I know, goofy stuff. But it adds to the realism and the role play. And I really like to kind of do that. Like I'm a goon when it comes to those kind of games, like at the end of my play period, I'll go to my apartment and put the guy to bed and be like, okay. And then the next day we'll get up in the morning and get him dressed and get him going. I like to, it's stupid, but it harkens back to my action figure days.
Sure,
and,
of course.
The fact that I really love immersion and I love to immerse myself. And Cyberpunk is an extremely immersive game. And,
it is.
The expansion and Dogtown is an incredible area, just packed to the gills with stuff to do and surprises and Easter eggs. And I just, it held me, and it made me want to go right back and play it again as soon as I finished. Just one more thing. There's like 5 endings too, and I did them all. I don't usually do that, but I wanted to see what happens. And plus, whatever choices you make, the end game is completely different. So it's like almost a different hour, 4 different hours of different endings that you play. So so much replayability to this game.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to play through. I did start playing Cyberpunk finally. CD Projekt Red has come out saying this is the game they've always wanted it to be, and they finally did it. And yeah, I'm excited to play through it. I did buy the expansion as well, so I'm excited to get through that. But it's just on the pile of other games that I need to get through.
And again, that's another 200 hours probably.
Yeah.
If you want to explore everything.
Yeah.
But you can pick it up on sale.
Oh yeah, you can get it now with because they bundled it together, and it's definitely worth the price of admission.
100%. Yeah.
One of mine would be Spider-Man 2, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of itching to play it again already, even though I've got 100 other things I need to play.
Yeah, that game, I love the Spider-Man games because they're very manageable open world games.
Yeah.
They never feel overwhelming like a Assassin's Creed Odyssey or something.
Right. It's just huge.
Just look at the map and all the stuff on. Even Witcher 3, man. You look at the map and all the stuff on it, and you're like, all right, crackety crack my knuckles, time to get to work. But this one, you can beat it in 20, 25 hours.
Yeah. It's got great side quests. It's got a great story. Now we know what's coming up with Insomniac since they had their little hack and leak and all that stuff.
I've stayed away from it. I try to stay away from that stuff.
It was just the games, the announcement of the games.
Yeah.
That's all. Cause, I mean, we all knew Wolverine was coming.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're planning on doing a Venom game and
X-Men game.
an X-Men game. So like, but beyond that, it's like I don't want to know, and I don't care. I mean, it's like I'd rather it come from the company.
Well, it breaks my heart. It's just like Rockstar just had their code for
The GTA 5 code.
The source code was released online.
Yeah, did you know how much the person paid to have the person hack it and get that out? $2,000. $2,000, and he was able to hack in and do it. And there was another article. The kid that I think it was a British kid
that did the main league.
Yeah, the main league for GTA 6.
In a mental hospital.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, they had to put him in a mental hospital because he was in a hotel room and he managed to hack into Rockstar using an iPhone and a Fire TV and an Android television. He was able to hack into Rockstar.
Good Lord.
And the judge was like, all right, well, we got to put you in a hospital for now. You literally can't have technology, because he told the judge face to face, if I get back out, I'm doing it again.
All right, Mr. Robot.
It's just like, Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, there's a lot of unhappy people out there, and I'm not down for leaks, and I'm not down because they also leak people's information.
Yes, contact information, employees and contractors, and it's not. Look, at the end of the day, as a creative person, if I'm working on a novel, I'm working on a screenplay, I don't want someone to grab it and read 20 pages of it and go, this is crap.
Exactly.
It's like, well, it's not done. That's why.
Well, the best example of this is I did peek at a couple of things at the GTA 6 leak because I just couldn't help myself. I've been so excited about it for like 10 years. And the great example is that as you look at the stuff that's leaked and it looks like garbage, and you look at the trailer and it's insane.
Yeah,
it's the most amazing graphics you've ever seen.
I want the artist to present to me the product.
And even that, GTA got hacked and their trailer was leaked with a big old crypto thing across it. And they're like, well, I guess it was leaked. Just watch it on our thing.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like, F you. That was such a big... There's a few things that I get excited for.
Right.
And Rockstar trailers, one of the things I really get excited for, whether it's Red Dead or GTA, you know it's going to be something incredible.
Yeah.
And the reveal is always something incredible. And it just blows that there are people that will take that and ruin it for everybody.
Stupid people. Stupid.
But anyway, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 is great. Insomniac's a good company. Hopefully they've never... Well, they were just hacked. But it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying. They're doing their best. And Insomniac's one of those people. They announce something, they stick to it.
Yeah.
Like they're really good about that.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot of day one patches and stuff.
No,
the games are released really well put together.
Very
this
polished.
game in particular, you can switch between. You play as two Spider-Men this time.
Yeah.
You play as Miles Morales,
Two
and Peter
Spider-Mans.
Parker, the Spider-Mans. And you can seamlessly go between them. And the fast travel is so quick.
Oh, my God.
Everything about it is an improvement on the first one.
Yeah.
There's the only thing, and I'm going to bring it up again. I brought it up when we first reviewed it or talked about it. And this is probably my game of the year. But the one thing that really, really bothered me about it is they had these Mysterio side quests. And the first Mysterio side quest was this really fun kind of saber beats music, different from all the other side quests of the game. And I was like, finally, a side quest that isn't just punching out dudes.
Right.
A side quest that has music because Miles Morales is a musician, and so it totally fits with his character.
Right.
And this is great. Way to go, Insomniac. Way to break the mold. Neat. Awesome. I'm on your side. Go to the next one. It's just a dumb old beat 'em up. Just a dumb old beat 'em up in a different dimension, and that just bummed me out. But it's just a small detail that doesn't ruin the game at all. All the side quests. A couple of moments that I love that I'll talk about was one of the side quests is you play as Peter's love interest who is deaf. Mm-hmm. And I told this before, but when I was playing that part, I was lucky enough to have my 3D headphones on.
Oh, yeah.
And the character's deaf, so you're deaf.
Right.
And it's not just cut all the sound. It has that muffle. It's just so it's the details of this game. The
Yeah.
small details
Yeah.
are what make this game a masterpiece.
Yeah, even just the use of the music, like, and a lot of pop music or
Yeah.
popular music, but like going into what could just be a cutscene, but you're controlling the bike.
Yeah.
and like it's just good. It's just so well done.
Yes, just you going to Coney Island with your friends and playing games.
Yeah, hanging out.
I love downtime in games. I
Yeah.
love in between the action, like in the Guardians of the Galaxy game, hanging out in the ship and talking to your guys. Some of my absolute favorite parts of this game had nothing to do with fighting or
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it humanizes them. It makes you realize they're people. They just happen to have special abilities.
It tells such a great story, too.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Other on my list is Control, the Ultimate Edition, which they had upgraded it for the PS5. I haven't technically... I played a little bit of it through in the PS5. The last time I played through it was on the PS5, but it was the PS4 version.
Yeah.
But I have the Ultimate Edition now, and I'm eventually going to play Alan Wake 2.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with Alan Wake Remastered, play through Control again,
Yeah.
and then play Alan Wake 2. Again, another company, Remedy, is that who it is? Yeah,
Yep.
they are an amazing company.
Yes.
And Control is in my top 3 of my favorite games of all time.
It's great. I just started playing it. I have the PS5 version. And yeah, it's totally fun. It's just weird and creepy, and I'm really excited to play it. It's just also one of those games, for me, that I need a good 3-4 hour marathon
Yeah.
play day.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
that'll get me in it.
Really, really hooked. Yeah.
There's games like Jedi Survivor, it's going to hook me from the beginning because it's Star Wars
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
beautiful and
yeah.
it's predictable. It's everything that, I know it is.
Right.
But there are other games and games that I end up adoring that takes me a little, like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
I'm loving that, but I've also barely played it. It's
Right.
an amazing game, one of the best games I've ever played, but
Yeah.
it's also a little daunting, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And same with Control. It's a little daunting to me.
Yeah.
Just because it's
But it definitely from the beginning. You're right. If you play like a 3 or 4 hour session, you'll be in.
Yeah.
and that'll be it. Because it doesn't. There's really no preamble to it. It
No.
just goes.
which is great.
And once you get to a certain point, and you'll know when you get there, it's like, oh, okay, like this is a good stopping point because you branch out from there, and
Yeah.
it's oh my god, it's
It's
so
just,
good.
it's got a
It's just so
cool,
good.
creepy like X-Files or
Yeah.
Fringe.
Yeah,
or
it
it's
kinda has that
or
Fringe feel.
David Lynch. It's
There's
just,
always something going on just under the surface,
Yeah.
like where the real world seems so real,
Yeah.
but there's so much more going on.
yeah, it's very, very cool that way, and I'm excited to play. It's just again so many damn games, man.
I know,
and I get so
I
easily
know.
distracted.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What about, do you have another in your top 3 besides Spider-Man 2 and Phantom Liberty?
Yeah, I would say Hogwarts. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy. I'm not a huge Harry Potter guy. I really enjoyed the books. The movies are good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm they're not Star Wars or Indiana Jones to me. I'm just a little older for that franchise, I suppose.
Sure. Yeah.
But still really enjoyed it. You and I watched all the movies. and then,
That was one of the greatest movie going experiences
Yes.
ever, was watching the first 7 movies over like 2 days,
Yeah.
and then literally getting up and going to the movie theater and watching the 8th movie in the theater. It was so cool.
it was so cool to see the last shot of Deathly Hallows Part 1, and then 20 minutes later see that shot on the big screen.
It was
and then,
so cool.
Yeah. It was very fun. And again, the books I think are magical. Yes, the author is a POS.
Yeah.
She's got her silly issues that I
we've
don't agree with.
We've discussed all that.
But Hogwarts Legacy wasn't made by her.
Right.
It was made by a bunch of other people. It was just a very surprising, fun game for me. I really enjoyed the open world. The combat was really great. It took place way before Harry Potter and his pals were there. There's a whole different headmaster played by Simon Pegg, who's very funny.
Nice.
The open world is great. Just running around Hogwarts, they did such a loving recreation of the
Yeah.
school that it's just fun just to run around and see all the
Right.
things that you recognize from the movies. And,
Yeah.
I had a blast with that game. super surprising to me. Like, I did
Right,
not think
right.
that game was going to be as fun as it was. And it's, do I remember it? No. But just like a good pizza,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you eat it and then you don't really
That's
remember
fine.
it.
And the next time you get a hair up your butt to play it again, you'll have just as much fun playing it.
Exactly. And it's very magical, and it really captures
Literally magical.
But it really captures that world.
Yeah.
In a way.
The world building is intense.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's very inclusive. There's a lot of LGBTQ characters.
Mm-hmm.
One of the shop owners is a trans woman, and so I think that the developers were aware of the controversy surrounding the person who created the source material, and did everything that they could to counter that.
Yeah.
With story and gameplay, and I think they did a good job. A lot of people, when this game came out, were very adamant about boycotting it, and I understand and I get it. If I get it.
You can think someone's a bad person and still like the art they create.
Sure, and this isn't art that they created.
Sure.
Technically, it's just their universe. They do get money from it, and I understand that if you're very militant about that, I get it, and that's totally cool. But for me, and we talked about this when the game came out as well. If you want to go back to whatever show that was, I don't know.
Yeah.
But for me, the hundreds and thousands of people that worked on this game and put their heart and souls into it to create something very memorable and very fun, they deserve credit too.
Yeah, well, the people that were very loud about not buying it were very loud, but it didn't matter. Made a ton of money.
Yeah.
and I did. I actually picked it up. It was on sale for during the Christmas or the holiday sale on PSN. So I ended up picking it up. I just threw it on the pile of other games I need to play.
It is. It's fun.
But I have a feeling that once I start playing it, like that's going to be it for a while.
It will. It's a good. It also is manageable, and I didn't. There's a lot of really bad side content.
Oh, really?
That I just ignored.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like you don't need to do it. It sometimes it gets you extra,
Yeah.
splots for your inventory or whatever. But it gets to the point where you don't even need it. And
Yeah.
some of this, some of it was busy work. But you can ignore that stuff and just do the story content and the whole aspect of creating your own biomes. You have like 3 or 4 different biomes in your room of requirement, which is again fun because it's a downtime place that you can completely customize however you want with wall decorations and stuff, and the clothes and everything. So much fun. You're going to have a blast.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I did third on my list, and I haven't played very much of it, but it definitely is very good in my mind. RoboCop Rogue City.
Nice.
My parents got it for me for Christmas. Granted, I've only played it a couple days, but I will say it captures the feel of the movie so well.
Nice.
And immediately walking into because you start, of course, with action, and then you move into like the actual
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah, the police precinct. Like you go in, but that police precinct is literally to the dot the set from the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it made me want to go back and watch the first 2 movies again. Like it was just so spot on. It's not a long game. It's good. I'm not very good at the shooting because I'm moving too fast. And it's
tank.
Slow.
He's a tank.
Yeah. But it's the little bit that I've played, I absolutely love it.
Oh, I can't wait.
I did not realize how much I really loved RoboCop until I started playing this game.
Same. RoboCop is such a great movie. It's so subversive, and it's just so anti-establishment, and it's just it's a sneaky little anti-establishment movie that's
good.
couched in this gory, awesome
So
action
good.
movie.
Oh my
I
God,
love
so
it.
good. Yeah,
it's
and
this-
the gore in the game is woo.
It's great. It has to be.
Yeah.
That's the same company that made the Terminator Resistance game.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, that looks pretty good too.
Yeah, that one, whenever it gets on sale, I would definitely want to check it out. But I just haven't picked that up yet. But this is it's interesting. I really like this game. Peter Weller is doing the voice of RoboCop again.
Great.
Which is awesome. I haven't looked yet to see if it fits into the continuity of the movies.
Freeze, turkey.
I think it's I think it's either supposed to be the first and second, between the first and second, or after the second.
Something. It's either between 2 and 3 or 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And 1 and 2 makes more sense.
Yeah, because it's definitely Peter Weller, and after that he was not. But it also it just made me realize I was like they should do. I mean, I know they just did a remake. I think it was
so bad.
Joel Kinnaman played.
They gotta stop trying to make Joel Kinnaman a star.
But
Joel Kinnaman is a good character actor,
yeah.
and he's good in an ensemble. But nobody wants to see him as a star. Sorry, Joel.
It didn't have the same vibe as the kind of anti-establishment that the first movie had.
No, it's like most remakes are just soulless cash grabs that they try to be just different enough.
Yeah,
and it takes away any sort of the what make the original special.
Right.
Did the same thing with
Total Recall. Whoo, buddy.
Total Recall because it was total bad.
Totally not Recall at all. Yeah,
they shouldn't have even called it Total Recall.
No, they should have called it something else. It didn't make any sense.
No, it was just dumb, but that's kind of it just sucks. And the thing about RoboCop was it was just funny and weird and subversive.
Such dark humor.
And this one, he was all slick and,
Yeah.
It was too much about the humanity and too much about Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah. Joel Kinnaman.
I love Joel Kinnaman in the Suicide Squad movie. I thought he was great.
Sure.
He was great in that show where he, the Fall, I think it was called.
Okay.
Maybe he was great in that, but it's just he
shouldn't be the lead.
No, I mean we just found that out with Silent Night. That
he should not be the lead.
Be the lead.
My honorable mention is going to go to Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut, which came out for the PS5 early this year.
Oh yeah,
I just started playing through it again. I shouldn't say just started. I'm probably about a quarter of the way through it. But it looks so good on the PS5.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's such a good game. The controls in that game are so good. So good. It's one of the few games where I feel like I actually can control him the way that you're supposed to and not just mash a bunch of buttons.
Yeah, it's got an elegant fighting system
Yeah.
and different stances.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I think that the Jedi Fallen Survivor kind of took some cues from that.
Yeah.
But the one thing about that game, which is really great, is the dual sense vibration system or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Man, when you hit those lightsabers, it's just you could feel it.
Yeah,
feel it.
yeah.
It's just really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like I said, Baldur's Gate probably that's one though that it's just going to suck up everything.
I'm waiting for that moment when I come in. I was like, "Hey Jim, how's it going?" And you've been awake for 3 days playing Baldur's Gate 3.
It's fun. It's a very different game, and it lends itself to the thing about games. My issue is my FOMO, and I've got RPG FOMO, and there's just so much to this game. I have decided that I'm just going to play through it. I can play through it again and not worry about missing all the stuff. And it's just because if you do, I just can't have fun. It's just I have to hold my nose and play through.
Yeah.
But there's just so much, again, downtime, everything. There's just so much in there. It's most people's game of the year.
Yeah.
I think probably next year will be for me if I play through it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, it's something I do want to play through eventually. I like the idea of it and the system behind it. But
the whole dice rolling, it's just really, the one thing about it, I used to love playing D&D, the tabletop game, and it just makes me want to play D&D with people. With people. But it looks really great. I mean, it was a really good year for games,
Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West was great.
Still haven't played through that yet.
Haven't finished that. That's another one that's like a job because it's so
It's
long.
huge. It's huge. I was getting really frustrated with the fighting. I think I just need to lower the difficulty down.
It's also one of those where when you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
Because it's like The Witcher 3 or Ghost of Tsushima or Jedi Survivor. Once you get the rhythm of the combat and you actually... Like Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
The combat was much more difficult.
Right.
But it just made you have to be craftier. You have to use your gadgets. You have to use your powers.
Yeah.
You have to integrate all of the things. The first Spider-Man, I basically had one special move.
Yeah.
And then use
You
my
can bully your way through anything.
Yeah, but this one I really had to think about how I was going to approach it.
Right, more strategery.
Which I love. And
Yeah.
and I think that's that's kind of what's going on with
Horizon Forbidden West. I think my biggest complaint with it was that I felt like I should have been at that point already because I played it for like 20 or 25 hours. And then I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I got to put this down for a while. And then you started playing it, and then I haven't touched it in 8 months.
And then it gets to a point where it just seems overwhelming, at least to me, because there was just so much to do.
Just
and
a lot, yeah.
I love that. I love a packed open world, but there's a difference between a packed open world like The Witcher 3 and a packed open world like Horizon or, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Where it starts to feel like a job.
Or Odyssey. Yeah, where it's like, you're definitely putting in 200, 250 hours on this.
Yes, and it's basically like, get this from me and bring it here, and then bring it there. These fetch quests and stuff get really tiring. But yeah, I mean, it was just a really great, really one of the best years of gaming in a long time in terms of just quality stuff coming out. We got a bunch of really cool stuff coming out next year too.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest.
Yeah, that definitely is probably my number one, like most anticipated.
If they can pull off what it looks like,
yeah,
then it's going to be the best Star Wars game ever.
I just love the fact that it's going to be a Star Wars game that's not based around a Jedi.
Yes, no lightsabers. You're a rogue. So that looks really good. It doesn't come out next year, but we finally saw the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
Which takes place in Vice City.
The fictional version of Florida.
Oh, but they do such a good job of like capturing the essence of
Florida
that.
People, yeah.
It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane.
I'm excited about it. I got to be honest. I had deleted GTA 5 because I needed space for other games.
Sure.
And
I've thought about it.
Finally, I re-downloaded it because it was like, well, all the GTA Online stuff's coming out, and I wanted to play that, and I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed it.
It's the most economical entertainment thing I've ever had. I mean, I can't think of anything else that I've used for 11 years.
Right.
And regularly.
Right.
I'll get on at least once a week or so.
Yeah.
Not as much now because of all the new stuff, sure.
Yeah.
But I haven't gone on and tried to do some heists and stuff. Like I used to.
I was man, when the couple of days right before Christmas, I was checking out my old properties, and I was like, oh man, we should just do a casino heist. We should just do. But then I was like, well, or the original heist. But I was like, I think the original heist, you had to have at least 4 people.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
because I did the same thing. Kind of went around all the properties and the yacht and everything just to check it out, and I already started a casino heist.
Yeah, I've got one going. It's the one I've never done. The Bug Stars going.
Oh,
the
nice.
Bug Stars,
yeah, that one's awful.
But we'll have to do it. It just made me want to go to Cayo Perico again. Like, it was nice. It was very nostalgic.
It'll be fun. I'm interested to see what the online GTA 6 is going to be. If they're going to just expand upon 5 and make it like you take a plane somewhere. See, if you can use the same character and keep all your stuff.
Yeah.
But then, when you go to Vice City or whatever it's called, you got to buy new stuff because obviously
you're not bringing your house with you.
You could bring a plane or something, I suppose. But I'm cool with starting over, but keeping, all your stuff at the other place.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the money you have carries over.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
But we'll see. Who knows? I mean, I know they're going to try to suck every penny out of it.
Yeah.
But they do a great job.
They're going to have to do something along that lines because you can't keep that going for 10 years and then just turn around and go,
character's done.
All of it's null and void now.
Yeah.
Start over. I mean,
Lord
they
knows
can,
they could.
But
they do a lot of really unpopular stuff, and we all lap it up like chocolate milk. Read some books this year. Not as many as I'd like to.
No.
I'm finishing up Holly, the new Stephen King book right now, which is great.
Yeah.
It's a nice little serial killer
Yeah, in preparation for First Blood, I'm reading First Blood, which is really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to read that before the Stepdad show.
The end of our January Stepdads. And I did start reading. I apparently have gotten back. First Blood got me back into reading.
Nice.
But I just started reading. We need to talk about Kevin. The novel that the movie is based on.
Good movie.
The movie's fantastic. The novel's it's an epistolary novel. Like it's literally her so far at least. It's just the woman that's played by Tilda Swinton writing to her husband, and like these long conversations they would have about like wanting to have kids and like all this stuff, but from her point of view, like in the present, quote unquote present. But it's interesting. I didn't know it was that way, but it's a very, in comparison to First Blood, which is a very much a pulp novel, not super complicated. The writing, and we need to talk about Kevin, is so flowery and highfalutin, like, and not a bad way.
Yeah.
It's just like wow, Lionel Shriver, who wrote it, has an amazing vocabulary.
Nice.
Which is Lionel is a woman, by the way, which I was very surprised.
Interesting.
But yeah, otherwise not as much reading. I was a little disappointed. Normally for Christmas every year, I would get you the new Stephen King book, and there wasn't anything that had come out soon enough, or as of late.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, but usually there's something that you hadn't picked up yet. And it just didn't happen this year, and it made me kind of sad.
Yeah, I finished his fairy tales this year, which was really good.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to read First Blood when you're done with it, and then so we could talk about that. And then, I do this year want to read more.
Same.
I used to read like a book a month or a couple of books a month.
Yeah,
and now
same.
It's a couple of books a year, and it's just not enough.
Not enough. But I'm looking forward to the coming year. Next month is going to be great with our ones that started it all.
Oh yeah, we're doing the little movies that grew into the biggest franchises in the world.
Yeah.
We're starting with Alien.
Yeah.
Which, such a good movie. And then, surprise, surprise,
going to First Blood. Yeah.
Which, again, such an amazing movie.
Such a great movie.
His best movie by far,
Such a great
in my
movie.
opinion. And then Terminator. And all of these movies were pretty small movies when they...
Yeah, very low budgets.
In the beginnings of James Cameron and the beginnings of...
Ridley Scott
and the beginnings of
Ted Kotcheff.
Exactly. And the endings of Ted Kotcheff.
Sylvester Stallone.
But
not really the beginning of Sylvester Stallone, but
it's going to be a fun year. We'll be railing towards our 200th.
Yeah.
50 weeks.
Yeah. And 50 weeks. Right around Christmas time, it'll be our 200th episode.
We have a lot of fun stuff coming up. And we're really excited to expand this year. And we want to hear from you. Our biggest thing for the upcoming year is to make you guys a part of our show.
Yeah.
Give us ideas on what you want to talk about.
Yeah, email us at genxfilespodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Look, if you leave us a message or if you comment on something, we'll read it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Put you on there.
Definitely,
we want to maybe have some guests, go back to having some guests next year on the Stepdad show. We're going to try some new stuff and just try to keep it fresh and fun for everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun year. I'm very excited about it. Can't believe we've done 150 episodes.
150. That's a
lot.
That's a lot.
It's almost 7 days. Almost 7 days of content, Jim.
It's a lot of us. Hey, guys.
Oh, God. All right. I really thought we'd get through without having to hear from you.
I'm here to ruin everything.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, just wanted to say next year we're really going to try to put commercials on everything. Even commercials. We're going to have commercials for commercials.
Yeah. Commercials inside commercials.
We're going to put commercials inside your favorite video games.
Great.
And if we can, we're working on putting commercials in feature films as well. And going to charge you more money to watch it. Yeah.
All right, great, thanks.
Anyway, I got my kids today.
Yeah, well,
we're going to celebrate Christmas.
Definitely need to talk about Kevin.
Oh, my God. Yeah. 2 of them are in jail. Yeah. Happy holidays.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
We thanks for listening all year. We appreciate it. We really love you guys. And,
we do.
And any comments you make, I know we love it.
Oh, yeah. Alan Richardson needs to calm the F down.
Agreed.
Sorry, Alan. He's outside. He's been honking every day. You better not talk about me. But it's just a fun.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Good times. Already in progress.